Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Arun Sharma, and in this video we are going to talk about artificial intelligence in healthcare systems. As we all understand, with the current crisis and with the current situation, the healthcare system has collapsed and doctors and the entire medical system is struggling a lot to cope up with the outbreak that has been devastated so far. So we are going to understand what role artificial intelligence can play in healthcare systems and what sort of problems we are able to solve with the help of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence has proven successful in all other sectors and industries and companies with the predictive analysis, with the data management, with the task automation, with the task automation and task optimization, a lot of other things as well. So, and specifically for this video, I'm going to tell you we are going to discuss five major problems. Although these are not very out of the box problems, we are going to talk about normal problems that we can solve with artificial intelligence because the artificial intelligence is not mature enough yet that we can think about all the major problems, or maybe you have seen in movies and other science fiction movies already. That is something really way too far in the future, and for that we need to wait a little while. But there are a lot of things that we can discuss, and there are a lot of things that we can solve with the help of artificial intelligence. Administrative workflow automation. So this is something we are making everything online for doctors, paramedics, and medical professionals, so they do not have to deal with a lot of paperwork, and especially this time when every single minute is crucially important. So we do not want them to burn their time with documentation, paperwork, and other sorts of things that can be automated initially when the patient enters, so it can be diagnosed directly, and they would have the paperwork and documentation could be automated with the robot, website, forms, and other things. Maybe the text automated or transcripts, voice transcript that can be generated with the doctors. So doctor can be doing something else, and it can just literally say, and that can generate a voice transcript that would work as a normal form that we see right now. So this is just a normal example. As I said, that we are not looking at a deal breaker right now. So we seriously need to solve these minor problems and not the major ones currently. And especially we can solve these minor problems and we can introduce artificial intelligence, because the medical professionals are not really technological friendly, so it's really difficult for them to integrate with technology. So initially if we can like give them the experience of or a little bit exposure of technology, and if they seem to like it and if they seem to work really fine integratively with the technology, so we can think about integrating a lot more stuff in hospitals and other areas as well. Virtual nurses. So we've already seen the AI assist, virtual assistants, and a lot of other things. So virtual nurse is something like that. So instead of having a real human taking a look at our data and our health status and everything initially, so that can be done with a virtual nurse, and we can ask the patient to give all the symptoms, all the conditions, and the situation that they are in currently, so we can analyze whether this person requires hospitalization or whether this person requires immediate care or direct attention at the moment, because as we know that we cannot dedicate a single nurse to every single patient right now, because hospitals are overwhelmed with a lot of patients because of this outbreak. So it's really difficult for us to dedicate one nurse or even one nurse for 10 patients, because the outbreak is really huge, and it's really difficult for us to dedicate some time. So this virtual nurse concept can be really revolutionary for a lot of people, because people are really afraid or scared to contact the hospitals and other areas to ask for help, to ask for other things, because they also understand the situation that they are currently in. So the virtual nurse can solve a lot of problems, and it can also take the appointment. It can also look at the available slots for this particular patient if they are not feeling really well. They can also arrange an ambulance, and a lot of other things can be done and can be automated with this virtual nurse. So we don't really have to have a human intervention at this initial level of the diagnosis. Third one is robot assisted surgery. So if you remember, I gave an example of one of my previous videos. So let me just recall that. So the AI has matured enough in order to for us to do the AI assisted surgeries or operations. So let's say someone is sitting in the US and that person is required in India for a really critical operation, okay, somewhere in India. So it's really difficult for him to catch the flight and travel for like 24 hours, just the 24-hour the flight journey, and then get back to the patient. So that could be really critical for the patient because the patient wouldn't have that much time. So we can rely, and since we have already seen the examples, the doctors have already successfully conducted operations and surgeries with the help of robot and giving commands, giving all the necessary commands and pretty much every single set of details to the robot, and then it is performing all the delicate areas when the surgery is required or the action is required with the patient. So that is something we've already done. So this is something that we are planning to scale up. We are planning to integrate with a lot of other hospitals as well, and this industry is roughly around $40 billion, and the potential is really huge because I don't think the traveling is something that we should be looking forward to just for this specific one operation or surgery. So we must be looking forward, we should be collecting the bright minds, and we should be integrating them, or we should be teaching them how to use the technology to better create robots and programs that would do all the surgeries and the critical surgeries by themselves and or with the help of their assistants. So that would be really amazing, and that's something we are really looking forward to because the potential is really huge, and the entrepreneurs and companies have already started working on this. So this can be how this can be expanded further, how this can be scaled up, and it should not be limited with the big countries or rich countries. So it should also be available in developing countries. So the fourth one is diagnosis aid. So this is something we have not seen a lot of examples of it, but there's one example that I can currently give you. In the USA, so the team of 60 professionals or medical professionals, they actually trained the neural AI and taught the AI to actually predict the type of the skin cancer, and they actually fit more than 100,000 photographs of people having skin cancer and to identify the cancer. And later on, when the 58 or 60 professional international dermatologists were asked to review these pictures, so they actually made more mistakes than the AI. So AI actually made fewer mistakes than the actual human because the AI is learning. It learned how to detect the skin cancer from the 100,000 images that has been fit to the AI. The more data we provide, the more information we fit in, the more understanding we give to the machines or artificial intelligence, the more intelligent they are going to get and less likely for them to make a mistake after that. So that's something really looking forward to, and we have already seen this is the recent example from 2008. The fifth one is health monitoring. So this is my favorite for the reason because it has IoT and AI combined. So we are looking at the wearable devices. We are looking at the sophisticated system devices, integrated devices, and a lot of other things. And we are collecting the data from the patients. Let's say we have a wearable device, just like a normal wearable device. They might be wearing it on their arm, or they might be wearing it on their wrist. So we are just collecting data, every sort of data. There are a lot of companies. I've personally interviewed those companies. So there are a lot of companies, they have developed sophisticated hardware just to detect a lot of information from the patient or the person, normal person, and they can detect a lot of data, and that data can be further analyzed to understand what is the actual condition, what is the current status of this particular patient who is wearing this wearable devices. So that's one thing. Second thing is there are a lot of other ways we can monitor health without actually being in like without actually having the patient in the hospital, without actually having someone near to the patient 24/7. So there are a lot of other ways as well, and we can also track the previous record. So okay, what was happening last week with this particular patient, what really happened, or what really triggered the this particular situation that this particular patient is in right now. So there are endless things that can be possible with this specific health monitoring, IoT, and AI integrated system. This is really, really amazing. There are endless possibilities. And right now, when the coronavirus situation is going on, so we could have this bracelet for patients with mild cases so that we can monitor their health 24/7. And if something goes wrong, we would receive the notification and the immediate action can be taken. So without actually relying on humans or any other person, we can track hundreds of thousands or maybe more people at the same time without actually having hundreds of doctors. So these are the few examples I could give you right now. And there are a lot of things, the research is going on. There are a lot of things where we are really aggressive and we are really looking forward to integrate artificial intelligence with the machines that we have, the medical machines, unifying mind and machine through brain mapping interfaces, developing the next generation of radiology tools, creating more precise analytics for pathology images, advancing the use of immunotherapy for cancer treatment. So there are a lot of things, right? So it's not just limited to few things or the minor things that we are currently working on to develop, or we have already developed, or we have already installed, we have already deployed in our hospitals. So this is something that we are really looking at, and there are all other advances that are currently going on. So I hope you have some idea how the artificial intelligence can help humans control this outbreak in a greater extent. So thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos to your friends, and let them know how artificial intelligence can be revolutionary and how we are going to have the next doctor visit in the future. And let me know in the comments below as well what features or what automation that you would like to see from the AI in the healthcare system. So if you guys are in the healthcare or if you guys have the medical background, so let me know in the comments below what would you like to see the AI to solve for doctors or medical professionals in general. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video, and keep learning.